Okay, everybody, so today we're going to be talking about data, specifically how data is spread. So there are 5 different types of data that we usually talk about, or at least the spread of the data, when we're talking about how it's distributed and stuff like that. So let's get going. So the first type we're going to talk about is what we call normal distribution or symmetrical. It's called either of those names. And basically the idea there is that your median and your mean are both exactly in the center of your data. Okay, so your average, so say this is measuring test scores. That means your average and your middle data point are both in the same exact spot right in the middle. So your students performed in such, or my students performed in such a way that the average was like perfectly right in half of how they performed. Okay, so that is normal distribution. And notice how it makes a little curve, like a bell. And hold on one sec. Okay, sorry about that. So again, just a reminder, so normal distribution looks like a bell, right? You've heard of things called the bell curve, right? That's what normal distribution is. Back in, my day, your tests were graded on a bell curve. So only this little bit of students could get like an A on the test. And then like this little bit of students got a B. And then the big chunk of students got a C. Like that's how they graded. It was dumb. Okay. Next thing here. So here we've got our data. And you'll notice that it kind of tails off here, right? On both of these graphs, it kind of tails off. And this is what we call skewed right. When we are skewing our data, we look at the tail, or the shorter end. Whichever side that on is whichever direction it is skewing. And the reason it's skewing that direction is because when you have all this little bit of data over here, it actually pushes your mean to the right of your median. Okay? And that's what we're really talking about, is our mean is skewing to the right of the median. So here's the middle of our data. This is the average of our data, right? So it's slightly to the right of the middle, okay? So that's why it skews right. Same thing as if it is skewing left. If your tail is on the left side, your mean has been pushed to the left, so it is skewing left, okay? Skewed left, skewed right. Okay, then we've got some of these lesser kind of data sets. You don't see these very often. But uniform as if everything is the exact same. So imagine I gave you a test and everybody got 100% on the test. That would be a uniform data set, right? Everybody got 100. You guys are awesome. Okay? And then neither or none, I usually say none, is when, actually I'm going to change that to none. Okay? Is when it doesn't really make any kind of pattern. There's no pattern to the spread of data. So this is where we have like big missing chunks of data, or it goes up and down, and or whatever. Or if it had like gone down and then gone up, that's like an inverse bell curve, right? That's not actually a data set either. So that would be your different types. So again, normal, symmetrical, skewed right, skewed left, uniform, none. Okay, let's look at some examples and see if we can identify what they are here. So looking here, and again I drew them in because I'm awesome like that. So looking at this one, looks like it goes up, peaks, and goes down at about the exact same level, right? This is what we would call a bell curve or normal distribution. Normal or symmetrical distribution. Okay? Then we have a tail on the left side here, right? Again, if it's clumping in one direction or whatever, like it's going to be one of our skews, right? And if it's skewing, we look for the tail, and that is on the left here. So this is skewed left. Okay? This one is the exact same height on all of them, right? So this is uniform. Okay? This one looks like it's clumped to the left here and then tails off to the right, so that is skewed right. Okay, and then this one, it goes down and then up and down. It's got a missing chunk. There's no real pattern to this one, so this is none. And same with this one, you got missing chunks, goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and that is none. Okay, no pattern at all, so has to have some kind of pattern. It has to be one of these up here to have one of these patterns. And this is what we like to see in data, basically. Okay, if we see this, we're not really seeing a correlation or anything like that. It's just all over the place. We want our data to make sense. We want our stats to make sense, right? Okay, if you have any questions or concerns, let us know. We want to help. You just need to ask. So we'll see you out there.